He was much more of a practice coach than a game coach. He would spend hours and hours working on little things in practice and making you repeat them over and over again, and really never let you get by any fundamental error that you would ever make in practice. He was just a tiger. He was pacing the sidelines all the time, just barking, just yap, yap, yap all the time. You know, keep your head directly over the midpoint between the 2 feet. Be quick, but don't hurry.
I don't want activity without achievement. Balance, mental, physical, emotional. Much can be accomplished if you're not worried about who's going to get the credit.
Just non-stop chatter, 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 and always complimenting the good plays and never letting a mistake escape notice and criticism. Even though he was the greatest team coach of all time, the real strength of his teaching ability and his working with players was getting them to be great individuals. And once you became a great individual, then the turning point came with the commitment to the team. And that's what the success is all about, is being happy in the context of being a perfect performer as an individual, but always in the context of being within the team.
Some people can do certain things, and some people can do other things. Coach Wooden was a good judge of that, and he kept you away from what you shouldn't be doing and showed you how you could help the team. And that was the whole focus of everything.
And when the greatest individual high school talent of his time came to UCLA, he fit right in.
Kareem Jabbar, the South Center, when he played for me, was the epitome of what you'd expect in the team player. Here's a person that could be the greatest scorer, I feel, in the history. He turned out later on to be the greatest scorer in the history of the NBA, as some of you probably know. But he could have individually, I think, have become the greatest scorer in collegiate basketball history. I talked to him one time and said, you know, Lewis, I think that we could make you the greatest scorer in the history of intercollegiate basketball, but we wouldn't win any championships if we did. Coach, I wouldn't want that, he said. I wouldn't, you know he wouldn't want that. And I did know he wouldn't want that, or I wouldn't have brought it up in the first place. But I did, and he said, that's not my goal here, to get individual statistics, and he was. He was the epitome of team spirit, and with a superstar like he was, not just a star, he was a superstar. And that made the other players be a little more unselfish and more interested in the team play. When the superstar sets that example, it's pretty hard for the less qualified to try to be taking on himself too much. I think team spirit is merely consideration for others. I think that's team spirit, consideration for others. I heard team spirit defined one time as a willingness to lose oneself in the group for the welfare of the group. And I thought that was pretty good. I used it myself for quite a while, but there was something lacking, and I couldn't determine what it was. Eventually, I decided if I'd change just one word, it would be more what I would like. And I dropped the word willingness and inserted eagerness. So it became an eagerness to lose oneself in the group for the welfare of the group. If you're eager to do something, you want to do it. And you'll try to do the best you can. If you're willing to do something, no, you're willing to do it because somebody asked you to, and you'd be nice, but you don't really want to. You're not going to have the enthusiasm for doing it that we need.
Happiness begins when selfishness ends. There's no ego, there's no hype, there's no self-promotion. He never asked anything of us that he wouldn't do himself.